Hey, Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that live like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, led me to this truth. And we just want to do a quick, I'm going to just do a little quick realization that the Spirit gave me going into this lesson that I just did. We're going to touch on a few things. It's not going to even be a 5-minute lesson, and we're going to get out of here that I want to add to this last lesson. So when we go into this, right, and we see how Elder Apostle Ramlav was talking about those seven people that they put at the World Economic Forum. It was 7 chairs. Well, what kind of bring me back to the realization, kind of bring me back to a scripture that it kind of, I think of it, I think in the spirit it might be dealing with. Because, you know, he went into the numerology of the symbol of, you know, the World Economic Forum. He went into the symbol, right, that we went into. Well, you know, 7 in the scripture means completion. Okay. And since they had 7 chairs sat up here, right, you know, I'm thinking it's dealing with Proverbs chapter 26, verse 25, because it says, when he speaketh fair, right, talking about Esau, even the so-called white man, believe him not. And that's what they're doing. They're speaking, having a speech in this in this topic about what they're going to do in this specific meeting. You know, they were speaking in a fair way of like, oh, this is what we need to do. This is the right thing to do, right? It says, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, right? And heart means your mind, la'ab, talking about your mind. So, you know, it means that he's perfectly wicked. So in a way, spiritually, them having 7 chairs, the Lord putting them up there is showing that this organization is perfectly wicked. You know, I feel like that's kind of like what the Spirit is putting on me to bring across concerning this particular meeting, you know. And I feel like, in a sense, maybe it wasn't something that they were doing numerically in their sense, but it was something the Lord's showing spiritually to the believers in Yahawah, Yahawashi. You know, this is a completely wicked organization, you know, and that's that number 7. Why you see 7 people sat up there, and one of them looked like a Jake. But you know, for a Jake to be in the World Economic Forum, he's probably what, an Edomite, as we seen that we did the lesson the other day about, you know, people who look like Jake, but they're really Edomites, the tails. You know, there's not going to be no real Jake sitting up there, not even 2/3. You know, 2/3, you know, are mainly people who like rapping and smoking and drinking and booze, or they're like a, you know, Shirley Temple, Jesus Christ church going, you know, like Latter-day holier than thou saint, you know, that's not really a saint. You know, they're not really like in the World Economic Forum like that. You know, they wouldn't allow them to be sitting with them, you know, because they don't think like Esau. They try to think like Esau, but they're not going to think about it like to that extent. So that's just kind of what I think about that in the spirit. And it's because of these other scriptures. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24, man's goings of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way, right? So the Lord had them kind of put themselves in that position. There's one more thing I want to point out too, other than this, but I'm going to point out a couple more precepts concerning this, and then we're going to deal with the other thing. Romans 9, verse 20, nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High, right? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? See, so everything that we see them doing over here, these 7 people sitting down, it's all the Lord. The Lord's having them do this to make a point, to make an image to the elect, wherever they may be, to show that this is a completely wicked organization. You see? And the Lord made them like that. They can't, and they're not going to ask why. The Lord said you can't make something crooked straight. Also in Proverbs 16, verse 1, the preparations of the heart and man, which is the mind, and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. It's from the Lord. So, Yahawah, Yahawashi set this up to where they prepared themselves to strategically sit 7 people here, and one of them looked like Jake, but they're all on the same accord, okay, of this great reset, okay? So that's kind of what I was seeing in the spirit, but also something else that I've seen in the spirit. When you go into this, as you go into it, he goes, when we go into it, he talks about this logo, right? Okay. And he talks about how they're really big about numerology. And we know that the 0, like we said in the lesson, it's the 15th letter in the alphabet. Numerically, the root number of that would be 6. Okay. Because you basically take that big number and you add it together, to make it the root number of that. So 1 + 5 is 6, which would make 666, right? Jay can see that that's dealing with the charagma, the mark of the beast. They're in on this, right? Now, there's one more point I want to make, because there's that video that the Lord put the Spirit on me to deal with that's dealing with them dropping this great reset, right? Right? So we're going to go to that. Hold on. As it starts off, right? And we go into this 1 minute and 32 second segment that they made 3 years ago. Okay, going into this great reset. Well, hold on. You know how we said, he said it has to do something with numerology, right? And going into the numbers, they always do something to show signals. So when you look into it, they specifically made it 1 minute and 32 seconds. Well, what's 3 + 2? 5 + 1. What? 6. See? So everything they're doing is tied into this frequency of 6s. Everything they're doing. Okay? They launched this 3 years ago. Okay? So it's just to show you that they're strategically doing things to show that they're trying to play the Most High. They're trying to make it seem like they've got everything mapped out. They're going to do everything in a certain way. We're talking about the World Economic Forum. If they make a video, it's going to be strategic. And the fact that, they made this 3 years ago, and then you got their whole economic forum with 6s on it. It's just showing you that these people are perfectly wicked. They're the World Economic Forum is 3 O's, like the elder soul, 3 O's. You see? So it's nothing not too big, but I just wanted to add that because it is something that, kind of shows a little bit more that, this great reset, the great reset, 3 syllables, like they're doing everything numerically, okay, to try to make it seem like they're going to do this in some kind of synchronicity. Well, how you say that? How you say that word? I want to say a specific word. So I want to make sure it's actually how I want to say it. It's like synchronicity or something. It's a word that I'm looking for. Synchronicity. This word. Synchronicity.
Synchronicity.
Right? the simultaneous, the simultaneous, simultaneous Salakia occurrence of events which appear significantly related but have no discernible causal connection. See? So they try to make it seem like it doesn't really have a connection, right? But all in numerically it all does. You know, just like when we did that video about the whole thing about JFK and the Wicked Brotherhood with their 3 6s and 9s. That's over here too. You see, that's the point I'm trying to make. Just like they got over there where it talked about JFK was, you know, put to death at a certain time, and it all dealt with these numbers, the same numbers that they're dealing with over here. You see? You can even look at it as there's 3 people sitting over here on the left. Everything's in synchronicity. What's that word? Synchronicity. Synchronicity. That's how you say it. I don't say that word that many times. But simultaneous. I want to make sure I'm saying that word right, because I don't say that a word right. Simultaneous. Simultaneous, occurring, operating, or done at the same time. See? So they got all these different things done at the same time. You know? Synchronicity. Right? That's how you say it. Those words are just hard for me to say. So, you know, I got to let the damn thing say it. I think it's synchronicity. Yeah. That's how you say it. Synchronicity. Yeah, that's the one. I'm talking about the simultaneous. Yeah. Happening at the same time, done at the same time, concurrent. But, you know, they're doing it in a way where it doesn't seem like it's got a casual connection. You know, so no discernible connection. So the person with like not really like that spiritual eye salve, which is found in Revelation chapter 3, verse 18, they're not going to see any kind of discernible casual connection in what is really being said. Like they're literally trying to play as the Most High. They're trying to act like they're Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, you know, by making this perfect connection, but no connection, if I would say. So that's all I wanted to put out. I didn't want to be too deep with it, but that's what I got out of seeing these people in this 7 chairs, right? As we've seen, like it said, there's 7 abominations in his heart, just showing you that this is a perfectly wicked organization. And it adds up to the video they dropped 3 years ago that's got 6s all over it, and World Economic Forum's got 6s all over it with the Great Reset, and you know, all of it's in 6s, you know, and the precepts talk about the mark of the beast is 666, and they're pushing this shit. So, you know, that's all I wanted to show. It's just a real quick, you know, realization in the spirit. You know, Lord willing, is edifying. You know, Shalom to elect Israel, Wa Abba Baal. You know, Lord willing, is edifying to you, Kwam Yasserallah. Peace and blessing to the elect. Shalom.